Imagine you travel 300 kilometers for a shoot, spend 2 days on location, and then you come back and find out that you have all your raw material. Not exactly an experience that makes you fly high, right? In this video I'm going to tell you all about this terrible experience, what it has to do with an Insta360 X5 and how I saved my footage in the end. So buckle up, co-pilots, off we fly. The Insta360 X5 is a camera that I have learned to love over the last couple of months. It turned out that I mainly use it for my YouTube walking video channel. It's called Sweet Spots Walking Tours. And if you'd like to subscribe to it, I won't stop you. Unfortunately, this time I had a devastating experience because I took my Insta360 X5 to Antwerp in Belgium, and when I returned home and checked the footage, I got this. You can tell something is wrong, right? I mean, the video you are watching right now is in HD, but even so, you can probably tell something isn't like it's supposed to be, correct? I checked the settings on my camera and I saw this. 4K 25. 4K sounds okay if it were an ordinary 2D camera, but the Insta360 X5 is a 360-degree camera, and the 4K refers to both lenses, the one on the front and the one on the back. That means it's 2K for each lens and each sensor. Still sounds okay, but I took the footage into Insta360 Studio. In order to avoid too much distortion from the super wide-angle 360 footage, I changed it to linear. And basically that means the footage is cropped heavily and then stretched into a mostly undistorted image. And all that eats up a huge amount of resolution. On the Insta360 website, they don't even tell you what happens when you take 4K video and turn it into linear. I've read sources claiming it ends up at less than 720p, possibly 540p. The result looks like this: muddy and pixelated. You can imagine how disappointed I was. I mean, I traveled 300 kilometers to get there, then walked through the city for 2 days, making my feet burn while filming various videos. It also left less time for a private holiday, and the result was far below anything that could be considered acceptable. I've been torturing myself trying to find out how this could have happened. First of all, I'm completely honest and I have to admit that I failed personally. I must have played around with some settings and then... There is one thing you can learn from my terrible mistake: create a preset and don't fiddle with it. And you can do it like this. Set all the parameters to your liking, and then swipe down, swipe left, and then you'll find this preset button. And with a plus symbol, you can create a new preset. Each preset has its own symbol. Unfortunately, at the moment, you can't create presets with your own names. Next time you want to use the preset, just swipe down, to the left, and there are your presets. Okay, this won't completely eliminate mistakes by stupid people like me, but at least the icon in the top right corner will tell you whether you have chosen the correct preset, because you can see that symbol. Right, so there I was, having wasted 300 kilometers, 2 days, and a pair of feet on basically nothing. I was about to throw that Insta360 X5 into the bin, but with the last bit of rational thinking I had left, I tried to figure out whether there was a way to save the hard-won footage. The solution I found was this: Topaz Video, a piece of software that upscales footage, in my case to 4K. Honestly, I was rather skeptical because I remember trying Topaz a long time ago and the result wasn't, well, all great. Furthermore, because the software runs on your computer and all the calculations happen locally, the PC I had at that time almost exploded while using Topaz, and a single frame took about 2 minutes to process. I've become slightly older, the computer has been upgraded in the meantime, and the result was really surprising. I mean, look at that. That looks generally usable. I can't show you an A-B comparison to demonstrate whether original 4K footage would have been better in any way, but honestly, if the alternative is simply throwing away all your raw material, then I think the choice is clear. I bought the 1-month subscription. It costs me about $70 US. Yeah, that is quite a bit of money, but then again, 300 kilometers, 2 days, 1 pair of feet. I think the choice is clear. So what can you take away from my stupidity? Please check your equipment before you start rolling. Perhaps even write a checklist and keep it somewhere online and use it, not just have it. Preparation is a very important part of any shoot. I do this with all my professional equipment, but this time I obviously took things a bit too easy. Camera equipment is like an airplane. You never skip pre-flight checks. Please do the same with your camera. So that's it for today. Learn something from my experience and don't forget to buy a ticket for the next flight.